Hi, good afternoon, and just would like to share my experience in using Vision Pro. And firstly, thank you for coming to my YouTube channel. And for me, I do not do those channels where they do a lot of professional editing. I'm just basically sharing off my thoughts. So what I'll be covering is very much the introductory of the Vision Pro as a user perspective. And first thing first is that I'll be looking at a few things, and just a summary of a few things would be first would be the introduction of the Vision Pro, the what you call the Vision Pro demo, the lens inserts, the accessories, Apple TV, iFatigue, office chair, and the Reddit forums. So starting off with the first thing is that I think for Vision Pro, you really need to get a demo done, book a demo, and book a demo from the website and go and try it out. Whatever you read, whatever you watch on YouTube, whatever you read on the forums, it's always two sides of the camps. People hate it, people loved it, people are not sure. So I fell under the case of being very unsure about this product, and I did feel that the price of this product is ridiculously high. And to put in perspective, I do not own a home theater system. I'm basically staying in a place where I'm renting. So there's very limited things I can do with renovation of the place because this house doesn't belong to me. I work from home and I work in office. In office is basically I don't have a desk, it's open sharing. At home, it's a very limited space, and it's so limited that I feel that sometimes it's quite stressful to work whole day at home and continue to stay at home after 6. So sometimes after 6 I would like to get out of the house and bring my iPad to watch a movie somewhere else. I have an iPad Pro, I have iPhone, I have an iMac, I don't have a MacBook. So that's in perspective. My working laptop is actually an office laptop. So the first thing came to mind is that how can Vision Pro be integrated into my daily work life if I'm going to work at home? I don't intend to use what I call Vision Pro in office because it's going to attract unnecessary attention and it's not an authorized equipment by IT. So I work in an MNC, and these MNCs are very particular about what equipments you bring to office and what equipments are you using to access the office laptops, office what I call systems and servers. Okay, so back to Vision Pro. Nothing to mention about anything about the specs. You can read it online, but very important to take note is that you literally have 4K monitors stuck to your eyes, and the sound was the speakers of this equipment is quite amazing to me. I bought an AirPod. I own an AirPod Pro Gen 2 version 1, and it was good. AirPods are good, but using this Vision Pro, I don't need to wear my AirPods and I still can get good sound quality. Okay, I'm not audiophile, so I cannot speak on behalf of audiophiles and people who are professionals, but I am a consumer level and I feel that the speakers from Vision Pro sufficient for me, good enough for me, and it adds the feel. So demo is important. Go for the 30 minutes demo. I went for the first demo and I was kind of blown away how easy it was to access it, to control it, and the Apple demo taught me how to control it, and it took me about just very quickly to learn how to control it, and it's magical. I feel it's magical. But however, during the demo the prescription that's given to me was just an estimation, so what I'm looking at may not be as good. So if you are using prescription lenses, then it could be a challenge where the demo that you're getting may not be optimal to your eyes because you may have a certain requirement for your prescription lenses, and the inserts they give you are basically estimation, so you may not get the best out of it. So take note of that. you may need another demo that can get you the better they actually, for them, they get an estimation only. They don't have the lens inserts as a separate thing. Okay, so for the lens inserts itself, for the Zeiss lens inserts, take note that before you proceed to buy the equipment, find out very clearly what is your latest prescription. And for Apple is not the one selling you the prescription, it is Zeiss. And Zeiss is very particular with the prescription data that you send to them. It must be locational. It is actually location wise. For example, if you are buying from Apple America, you need to send in a prescription from America, USA's prescription with your name, your date of birth, and a prescription that is PDF. It's not something that can be handwritten. So for Singapore, there's a website where they will tell you that you can download a prescription template, and over here you have to get the optician to fill up the data. Some opticians will charge you a fee of 40 to 50 Sing dollars depending on the optician. And can you go to your own optician? Definitely no problem. However, if your prescription is in Singapore, if it goes beyond 600 degrees, there's a certain requirement, then you need to go to a designated optical shop in Singapore. There are basically three of them that you got to approach, and I did approach two. I did find that there's one of them that is more friendlier, I think more responsive, was the W Optics in Suntec. Give them a call and tell them that, okay, you're looking to buy the Zeiss inserts. What happens is that if you're going to get your lens inserts not online but via the shop, then you have to wait almost up to 14 working days, and means that even if you get the equipment on with you right now, you can't use it, because like my case, I can't use it. Okay, so I can't use it. I have to wait until the lens inserts come. And then that goes back to another question that people ask, is that, that question I asked was that, hey, my Apple Vision Pro has a 14 days return and refund policy. So the moment I get it, the clock starts ticking, and I'm getting my inserts separately. So if I'm going to get my inserts 14 days later, means it is really way past the 14 days. Okay, for such scenarios, I would recommend that you drop Apple a call and order via Apple online, and get them to address your concern. Call the local Apple support number, put them to the sales department and tell them that, hey, I want to get an Apple Vision Pro, and this is my concerns that if the lens inserts come in later, what's going to happen. So for Singapore's case, just for Singapore's context, when you order the Apple Vision Pro, the 14 days starts from the point you receive your inserts. Your inserts will be sent separately from Zeiss from China to Singapore, and you got to just wait for that. If you're going to order the inserts via the local shops, then you need to go and pick it up from the local shop. The inserts will be sent to the local shops, and the local shops will call you up to pick it up from the shop. But not to worry, the Zeiss has a 14 days return and refund policy. You're not happy with the inserts, whatever reasons, there's a 14 days. So back again to the prescription. So take note that there's a prescription template. Okay, let's assume that you can order online. Make sure before you start ordering the Apple Vision Pro online and with the Zeiss inserts, make sure that the templates, these inserts are properly filled up, and the best is to PDF it and type in the information. You need to put in the prescriber's information, the shop's information, phone number, date of shop name, address, zip code. Very important. Prescription stamp means that the shop need to stamp on it, so you got to have this saved in PDF. Then what's going to happen is that when the order is triggered, there's a separate email that will be sent to you to ask you to upload it. So if you upload something that they can reject it, and it's not Apple rejecting it, it is Zeiss. Zeiss is rejecting the prescription. and assuming that if the prescription is beyond what they could provide, so the first scenario is that you can get the prescription online. That's number one. Second scenario is that you can't get the prescription online. You need to go to the Zeiss shop. Then the Zeiss shop will basically measure and tell you whether do they have a prescription for you for the lens inserts. Then the option 3 is that worst case scenario, they cannot produce the inserts for you due to some limitations. You could use your contact lenses, wear your contact lenses and use the Apple Vision Pro, but again, it may subject it to your eye being very dry. So that's something to take note of, because when we are using this, sometimes we don't blink based on what I've been reading. Even my personal experience, I've been using it for more than 2 weeks and I've been using more than 1 hour a day. Then I can feel that my eyes, I need to get myself to blink it so I won't feel dry eyes. But so far, I don't have any problems with my eyes. So my prescription is special. My prescription is beyond what they could offer online. So I need to I got my prescription via the shop. Okay, via special means. Okay, so over here you can check whether on the website, you can check whether if you have your prescription data, you can type it in and see whether does Zeiss have the offering for you before you make any purchase. So for people who are wearing glasses, I think in Asians context, a lot of us wear glasses. But a lot of them wear contact lenses. I could wear contact lenses in the past, but no longer due to some scarring. So I was advised not to wear contact lenses. So I think the main hook I needed to jump was the prescription, but I got that resolved, so it's working fine for me right now. So the Zeiss inserts are very easy to use, very easy to attach on, and it's quite foolproof, I would say. Very easy and foolproof to use it. Okay, so that's for the Apple Vision Pro lens inserts. Okay, for accessories wise, generally if you are not using it for work, then very much is that you are able to you can actually use you can just type it via your voice command, or ideally is to use a Magic Keyboard. I got it with a Magic Keyboard and a Magic Trackpad. Initially when I purchased it, I realized that it's very hard to use for me. So I pair it up with a keyboard and also a trackpad. The reason why I need to use a trackpad because I'm using it to read documents, and for precise navigation wise, the Magic Trackpad is still better. Yeah, for typing wise, very much a keyboard person. I don't really do the text to speech. I think the Siri may not fully understand me because my English is not like the British English or the American English, so my pronunciation may not be very precise. So that's for accessories wise. There's another item that you can get is a traveling case. Many people find this case very bulky, blah blah blah, but I feel that, well, I'm happy with it. I'm happy with this case, and the case makes it looks outstanding, but again it will attract thieves, because you are sending a message to people that, hey, I'm carrying an Apple Vision Pro, very expensive equipment, so like come and rob me. So be very careful if you're carrying this outdoors. I store my Vision Pro in this case itself, but take note that if you're going to store this Vision Pro in this case, make sure you detach the power and don't put on the eyes of the what you call this cover, because the cover, this Vision Pro cover, will cover off the air ventilation. And if you keep your Apple Vision Pro connected, it could be running updates and the whole Vision Pro will heat up and lead to some problems like the glass cracking. I'm not sure. There are people who reported their Vision Pro have their glass cracking and things like that. So when I put in the case, I remove the power supply. Yeah, so I detach the power supply, I detach it, and the Vision Pro stays with the protector protecting the glass, and I zip up the thing carefully, and before I carry it, because if you don't zip it up carefully, it will open up suddenly and you smash it. So for the Vision Pro, the Apple Vision Pro itself is always good for any Apple products to always buy Apple Care. The Apple Care in Singapore's context is about 700 over Sing dollars. But taking into perspective that if you break it, then the cost of repair will be cheaper versus if you pay for the actual repair cost. And mindfully that this thing is actually glass, and there are times where I bumped into it when I drink my cup, when I'm wearing and I'm drinking, and I bumped this thing into my cup, and I was like, shit, I broke it. So I now, when you drink from a cup, get a straw and drink from a straw. Yeah, then that will prevent you from bumping on your cup, yeah, when you're wearing it. One thing to take note is that, can this equipment be shared? Yes and no. Your partner or your family members must have the proper light seal fitting. So the only way to know their light seal fitting and and also they will also need a prescription lens. And what happens is that if you're going to pass this to another person, very much the Apple ID is your own Apple ID, and the light seal is subjected to whether it fits that person, your light seal. So it's very subjective. So you got to get another light seal for your partner, your spouse, that fits. Then you can put it on. Then you can put on the prescription lenses. Then you pair. Then every time when the second user uses it, he has to repair. You have to change the prescription lenses pairing to the correct one, and reconfigure the hand gestures, the scanning of the hands before you can start using it. But then not to forget, the Apple ID belongs to you. Can you lock out and lock in with a new Apple ID? I'm not too sure, because I don't think so. I'm not sure about that. I think it's very troublesome or very restricted on that area. So whoever you let them use, then you got to trust them that, if you have any secret photos, secret texts, secret financial statements, then you wouldn't want to let people see that. So take note of that. But the light seal is the thing that you need to take note of, the sizing. So that's the thing to take note of. The band that I'm using is also subjected to the sizing. If your partner or your spouse has a bigger head, then it's an M. Then yours is an S. For me, I'm using an S. But then it could be an M, it could be an L. The dual loop band is what I'm using because it supports better. Is there other third parties? Very much, a lot of them, many configurations. I'm going to get a new one, something different to try out. But so far, am I comfortable with dual band? No problems. Yeah. So how do you know whether what is your light seal sizing, your band sizing? Is to go and do a demo, 30 minutes demo, and you can do as many times as you like till you get the correct sizing, but you got to pre-book the demo sessions. So take note of that. And one more thing is that in terms of eye fatigue, as I was mentioning that it is basically depends on different people. If there's pain in your eyes, then stop using it. Something is very, very wrong with the what you call the prescription lenses and the equipment. And sometimes the Apple Vision Pro can be very bright. The display can be very bright because don't forget, you're looking at the display, and that display is adjustable. Can you dim the display? Yes, it's possible. You can dim the display, you can lower the brightness. It's all within the settings under accessibility or under display. Where do you find the specific instructions? You can go to the Reddit forums where people do a lot of sharing, and over there you can just search under the Reddit forums where how to set the display and the brightness or the glare. There's another problem that some people face, is that there's a glare on the lenses. Apparently the display gets too bright, then it causes a glare to the lens insert, and it gets very annoying to some people. So take note of that. Can that be set? Yes, possible. It can be set. All these are all in the settings, and to me, I think these are more of the small things that if you don't set it properly, it gets very annoying and it gets you a bad headache. So take note of that. So your settings, your comfort level of the fitting, your light seal. So can this light seal, after buying it, you change it? Yes, possible. You can bring your Apple Vision Pro to the shop within 14 days and test out different sizing, and stay in the Apple shop for 1 hour and feel whether the sizing works. And how do you know whether that sizing fits you? That is also the question I ask myself and ask other people. They say that very much depends on your field of view and whether is there any light leak coming in from the top and side. If there's a light leak, means the light leak in. But will there be a light leak from your nose? Yes, a little bit. Yeah, especially in the Apple shop, because the lights in Apple shop is very very bright, so the light leak from the nose area is a lot because of the bright light. But in other circumstances at home, you won't have that problem because your home won't be as brightly lit as an Apple shop. So take note of that. Okay, so the Reddit forums to get your answers. iFitting accessories being covered. Office chair. Okay, this thing sits on your neck and it's gonna be sitting there for 30 minutes, an hour or longer. And how do you prevent the neck strain? Is to get an office chair that has a neck support. So when you are sitting on the chair with this Apple Vision Pro, you can lean down on the chair and relax and have the neck supported on your neck and the Apple Vision Pro on your, so basically you're wearing it and your neck is being supported. That prevents your neck from getting strained. So you adjust the chair. So I got this chair. I always had this chair. I buy it from my home use. And I lean on the I lean down wearing the Apple Vision Pro. I lean on the chair. I sit on the chair and I just relax. And my neck is being supported by the neck support. And that really relieves a lot of strain on depending on my neck to hold the weight of the Apple Vision Pro. And generally, for me, I don't have any problems of getting any headaches, but you don't need to strap so tight for the Apple Vision Pro. It has to be just nice, because if it's too tight, then you feel like, wearing an army helmet where it's just cramping your head and it will give you a very bad migraine later on. So take note of that. Yeah. So the office chair is something important. So once again, I've covered the introduction, the demo. I talk about the lens inserts and the accessories. I talk about the Apple TV. Apple TV Plus, one last thing. Because for Apple TV Plus, try to get the Apple TV Plus access. If the best, you can get the Apple account for US, pay for it and get the get the TV content. If not, then you get the Apple TV subscription from Singapore, where you are, and you access your Apple TV programs. So your Apple TV programs will have all the TV, content and also the immersive content. Okay, very much. Apple Vision Pro does not really have much of. It doesn't have that native connection to Netflix or even Amazon Prime. But there's third parties that can connect to Netflix and Amazon Prime. And for Disney Plus, there's a native app and it's quite cool and amazing. I connect to native Disney Plus from the local Singapore subscription. I could log on to the environment and look at Tony Stark's Iron Man's office. Yeah, it's quite amazing. You should try out the environment for that. Okay, so overall, once again, thank you for listening to my sharing, and always remember that any questions, direct it straight to the Reddit forums and search. I think it's good to search first before you start asking, because it can be annoying to some people that we don't search. So you search for the answers, you can't find it, or sometimes you find the answers but you don't find it's clear enough. Then you can just make reference that so and so ask about this thing, but I also have the same questions, and whether anyone found a solution to it. So take note of that. So I think the Reddit forums are where a lot of great sharing, and but again, sometimes some people are quite negative, so don't bother too much when you share, and you do get negative comments on and off in the Reddit forums. But so far, good thing about this product is it's a very complex product. You really need a demo. If you don't sit through a demo, I will like, I'm not gonna pay so much for that. But still, again, I just changed my storage level from 512 to 1 terabyte, and actually 512 is quite sufficient. If you have iCloud that is actually 2 terabytes of iCloud, you can use a 256 gigabyte storage model, but ideally is to get 512. One thing about this device is that you you can't connect you can't connect a USB-C to it to make file transfer. So it can be very annoying if you have to download files. You got to pre-download them, and it's not that immediately you can just plug into a USB-C drive and connect and transfer files. So this device itself requires you to transfer files via Wi-Fi. There's a developer kit that can allow you to transfer files via USB-C, but that is only when you buy it and you are an Apple Vision Pro developer. So taking into perspective that as a consumer level, I want the best convenience for myself, and not just to use it for 1 year or 2 years, but I looking to use this device more than 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, because you can't really buy a new device like this every year, like an iPhone. Even iPhone is very expensive. This is how many times more an iPhone. So so I foresee that not changing the device very often, so I buy the maximum capacity, so that in the future when the OS updates gets very huge, the immersive contents are more, the apps get larger, then I don't worry about deleting, removing stuff. And I also can use this device to do spatial video recording, to store it into the iCloud. So for storage wise, try to get something that you don't regret after 1 year. Really research a bit more and pay a bit more for the storage, especially you're already paying so much for this device. And also Apple Care is quite important, I feel. But then again, if you have a home insurance that covers this device, your personal device, for breakage, then no problem. Activate your home insurance when you if you accidentally break the device. Then your home insurance will pay for this repair of this equipment itself. So I think that's all I will share for now. I will thank you for listening. I will give more updates later on.